When I was a kid, family vacations were simple. Somewhere with a pool and a vending machine, that was luxury. But nothing could have prepared me for this. Today I'm going to take you on a full walkthrough through one of the largest water park resorts in America, the Wilderness Hotel in the Wisconsin Dells. And trust me, this place is way more than just water slides. I'm going to show you what to do, what to skip, where to eat, and how to make the most of your family trip without spending all day in line or missing some of these hidden gems. So, pack your goggles, grab your kids, maybe your coffee or two, and let's dive into the wilderness. With that being said, my name is Jessica Lynn, and I am the owner of Jessica Lynn Original Studios. I'm your go-to for family fun, theme park thrills, and tons of exciting travel adventures. So today, like I said before, we're going to go ahead and take a full look into the Wilderness Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. So a couple of things that I want to share with you is that the wilderness itself, it covers over 600 acres of beautiful Northwood style property. That's actually bigger than most towns. It has 4 indoor, 4 outdoor, and that's equivalent to about 12 football fields of water slides, wave pools, and lazy rivers. It opened in June of 1995 and has literally been growing ever since, adding rooms, additional parks, and attractions every year. All right, so let's go ahead and get this tour started. I'm going to go and walk up to the front. But where I'm walking right now, I just want you to know that there is parking available there so that you can park for, 10, 15 minutes while you go and check in and find out if your room is ready. Please know that you can also check in through their app. That's what we were able to do this time, and our room was ready by 10 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't always happen, but it was ready early. But you still had to go into the lobby area to go and get your bands. And the bands are going to get you into your room. They're going to get you into everything. Now, when you first walk in, you're going to see that big wilderness sign just past the bear. See him right in the middle there? That's actually the check-in desk, and that's where you're going to go to check in. When you go there, they're going to show you where your room is or where it's going to be, and they'll be able to assist you with any questions or set you up with any other reservations you might be interested in. Now, behind me on the right, you're going to notice this is the check-in for Wyndham. Now, Wyndham actually has, the best way I can describe it is on the other side of their resort, they have kind of a horseshoe shaped, and half of that wing is actually Wyndham condo owners, if that makes any sense. So if you're renting a condo from Wyndham, it's still part of the wilderness, and you still get all the amenities like the water parks and everything, but it's just booked through them. Now, the reason I show these is that I was totally floored. There were a couple of places we wanted to go for breakfast, and there were coupons, 10% free this, free that. So I would highly encourage you to always grab some of those before you get started. Now, at the Wilderness, they do have party rooms, and they do have celebrations. This is actually down kind of to the left of where the main lobby is. So you can see that there's go-karts. Now, we're actually going to take a look at this in a few minutes. But there are party rooms. They also can decorate your hotel room, which is cool. So just know that that is another option. All right, so we're just going to turn around, head back down to the main check-in lobby. And when we get there, I want to show you a couple of things that are still on this first floor before we move our way up. When you look to the right, that's going to be where I just entered. And to the left, you're actually going to see a 24-hour-a-day market called Adams Street Market. In here, think of this like your convenience store. So the prices aren't necessarily the cheapest, but they're resort prices. But if you're in a pinch and you need some cereal or feminine products or Tylenol or sunscreen, because just know in that wave pool area, you can get burned. So bring your sunscreen. This is a quick place to get some of that stuff. Now, typically when we go and stay at the Wilderness, we like to book a room that has one of the kitchens in it where we can actually go get full groceries and cook meals on our own. But if you don't have one of those rooms, which is not a problem, a lot of them still do have like microwaves and fridges, so you can get some necessities, right? Like you could get breakfast sandwiches, save some money. You could get cereal, you could get a gallon of milk or two. Again, all of that should fit in your fridge. We can typically get 1 gallon and like one of the half gallons. So just know that's another way to save a little bit, especially if you have little kids or kids that really like to drink a lot of milk. Off to the right-hand side, now that we're up on the second floor, there's that check-in. So just to give you some idea of where we are, you can see there's seating over there. There's a restaurant, and that's part of it. To the left, there's also seating. You can see there's restrooms right here. You need to go check those out. They have kind of this starry night in there. They're really pretty kind of cool. I know they're bathrooms, but they're still kind of cool. Not open all the time. There is the mama truck right over there that has some food. There's also this burger bar here. Good burgers. Those are really good. We enjoyed those a lot. And then they do have a coffee canteen right there, which is just coffee. And then over here, this is Camp Social. It's a food hall and breakfast buffet. So they have all you can eat, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, French toast, cinnamon donuts, I think Danishes, fresh fruit and yogurt. Definitely check the menu to double, verify that that's true. And then some mornings they have like a smaller menu if it's like off-peak times. So the next thing we're going to do is take a look at Take Flight. Take Flight is just at the end of the hallway from the Camp Social buffet. If you have ever been to Disney World, if you've gone to Epcot, there is a ride called Soarin'. If you were to take Soarin' and mix it with a little bit of Pandora, that's what this ride is. Now, it's a different context. This one is all about space. They have a bunch of different themed ones at Take Flight. Please know, though, and this is really important to take note of, there is a weight limit on this ride. So if you're concerned about that, definitely double check. Make sure, before you anticipate, like, let's all go, and then you get there and maybe you find out that you're not going to be able to be accommodated. Please know, I'll share the weight limit in just a second when we turn back around. At the end of this area, there's something also called the Wild Kids Club. Definitely, if you have little kids, this is a fun little area for them. They have a lot of kid and parent activities you guys can do down there all day. So if you're looking for something to take your kid to do, and that area is free, Take Flight does cost an additional fee. Now I'm going to show you over here. There's a sign. Here we go. So there it is. So let's see, certain height. Let's see what else. 32. Maximum rider weight 325 pounds. And it says they are going to weigh you before you get on the ride. So just know that. I just would rather say it now than when you get there. And I would just hate for you to be disappointed. So with the kids club, though, definitely take a look at that. When my kids were little, it was a nice, like, if we were in the pools all day and we just needed something to escape, it's a great way to just kind of let the kids run around, play, color, and do kid things without too many teenagers or adults around. It was a really nice little space. So we had a lot of fun down there. So we're coming back out of Take Flight. You can see the buffet is going to be on the left-hand side, and on the right, they have a candy store that has a ton of things. They make fresh caramel apples. They also have, now we're going to just get up here a little bit closer. You're going to see that there is a ton of candy. So at the candy cabin, look at all that candy in those things. Oh my goodness, my kids struggle every time we go by it. So whenever we travel to the Dells, I always pre-plan that ahead of time. I really prefer just to get my kids a set amount. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just a little on the pricey side. But I think that obviously in a quick fix, if you want the candy apples and everything, those are perfectly priced. I think some of the candy, it's weighted by how much that, so the more it weighs, that's how much it costs. So I would rather be honest and tell you, if you are looking to save a little bit, it might be better just to bring your own candy from home. But again, when you're in a pinch and you're like, you know what, we need some chocolate, head on over and get it. Over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see the Happy Camper gift and gear. I like this store. They redid it. They made it much brighter in here. In here on the left-hand side, they have a ton of swimsuits. So if you have swimwear issues, they can help solve that. They also have a lot of fun wilderness merch. So they've got sweatshirts, t-shirts, obviously all the skin lotion we talked about before, beach bags, sandals, slippers. They've got tons of goofy little toys for the kids to play with in the water. They've also got the swim shoes, sunglasses, lots of mugs and cups. I kind of dug that cup, or that hat. I like that design. It's kind of fun. When we slide over here a little bit more, they've also got a lot of let's remember our trip to the wilderness. So they've got t-shirts, sweaters, magnets, and I always try and collect one magnet. It's something we've started in the last 2 years since we've been doing Jessica Lynn Original Studios as a family. And so every time we go to a different event we try to, or a different location to film, we always try to pick up a magnet just so we have something to kind of put on the fridge and remind us of all the fun places we've had. As we continue over here, tons of t-shirts. They do change out the stock and sizes often. One thing I did notice is they have a lot of different sizes. Like a lot of times when I travel, the hotels might only have like smalls and mediums left, and I noticed they had all different types of sizes left. So I really like that, and I can appreciate that. Now, again, as we walk down this hallway, the next thing we're going to walk to is the entrance to the Wild Water Dome, the Woodlands Arcade, Survivors Wilderness. That's a restaurant. It's a bar and restaurant. And then we're going to look at the go-kart trail. So that's right over here to the right. That's the first one we're going to see. So remember we were downstairs down by those party rooms? That's down those stairs. So if you look to your right, if you were down on that level where those ladies are, that's going to be where those party rooms are. Right here is that fun arcade. Now this is only one of multiple arcades that are on the resort property. So you can go between them, so hold on to your tickets if you want. You don't have to cash them in here. There is multiple locations to do that. Now let's just go look and see if the go-karts are running yet. Let's see, does not look like it. So I'll try and catch them on the way back. Typically, these go-karts, the line is never very long, but they do offer a pass. It's called the Fun Pass. And with the Fun Pass, it's $34.95 currently, and that's as of today. That's July of 2025. So definitely check the website to verify it's still the same price. But you can get into, they have laser tag, they have a Northern Lights sky rope, blacklight mini golf, the indoor go-karts, climbing challenge wall, plus credits to the arcade. And then if it's summertime, you can also use their outdoor mini golf and the outdoor go-karts. Now there is a pass you can pay a little bit more, and then you get unlimited number of those. So definitely look and see which one is going to be the best for you, because you can get just the Fun Pass where you go one time, or you can get the unlimited where you get multiple. So definitely think about that as another opportunity. Now, Survivor Bar and Grill, there it is. The day we were there, it didn't open till noon, and I was there a little too early. What's fun is all those windows actually look out into the wave pool area. So I love that. You can kind of hang out, watch people. The kids love it because then they get all inspired. They're like, I want to do all that. So definitely think about it. It's a really good restaurant. We really enjoyed eating there. We've done that before. Did not do it on this trip, but we have eaten there before. Now, one of the places I like to kind of get a sneak peek before we go into the wave pool area, this is a window at the end, and you can see during the summer they actually open up everything. Now, I'm going to tell you, the weekend we were there, it was hot, and it was hot in there. But it was cool because it's all open. I'm so used to going in the winter and it being closed out. You can see straight ahead, that is a sit-down bar, 21 and older only, goes indoors and outdoors, and you can have your drinks and hang out in that area. To the right, that's the very large wave pool. Here we go. We're going to take a little closer look. We absolutely love going to this wave pool. It's my kids' favorite. Up in the back, there is a big family raft ride, so don't forget that that's there. There are lockers you can rent. They cost, I think for the day we ended up paying $17 for that locker, but it was cool because when you go to check out for the day, you can actually get a locker, put your stuff in there, maybe pack your car up, and then put your change of clothes in the locker, and then you can enjoy the water park for the whole rest of the day. So, love this wave pool. I love sitting on those white chairs while the waves just sort of touch your feet. Best way to relax ever. You can get burnt in here, so make sure you bring sunscreen. I have had that happen to me before in the middle of winter. So we're going to take a step back where I just was. You can either take the elevator to get down to that the Wild Water Dome, or you can walk down those stairs. So either one works. So let's go ahead and backtrack the way we just came. So here's that arcade we were just looking at. And let's see if I wonder if the cars, I think I hear them. Let's go look if the cars are going. Oh yeah, they're going. Okay, here we go. So if you get the unlimited fun pass, I will tell you we've done that before. And there was one time, and if you've watched any of my videos before, I think I've told this story. My kids probably did this like 7 or 8 times. And just doing it like 3 times pretty much pays for the upgrade to unlimited. So if you are thinking about really sort of just staying at the resort, making this just your whole trip is just the wilderness, it's really worth it. Then you can enjoy. You don't have to worry about leaving. It's kind of like an all-inclusive feel. Obviously, it's not an all-inclusive, but it has that feel where you can say that if the kids are like, Mom, I want to go on that, done. It's already, yes, let's go do that. Let's go outdoors and go in the outdoor go-karts. Let's go play mini golf, indoor, outdoor. So I like that as an alternative because when you start to go to a bunch of different places, that's when you sort of start getting all these pieces that add up. So we're going to come out of where that area where we just were. So we're over by all of the Take Flight, the Kids Club. We've already talked about the Burger Bar. Now we're going to go to the right towards Glacier Canyon Lodge. We're going to go toward Polka Dot Pots, which is where you can go paint pottery. That is an extra fee. But we're going to start walking down this hallway. This is level 2. I will tell you if you are on level 2, oh, there's somebody who decorated for their birthday. That's super fun. You can actually, if you want to surprise somebody with that, you can actually add that to your package, which I think is kind of fun. So what I was going to say is when you're on level 2, it's not my favorite floor to be on. The reason being is that this becomes the thoroughfare, if you will, that all the guests go. So they're going to walk all the way down this hallway, up and around to get to different water parks. They're going to walk this way to get over to the Wyndham and to the condos and to the actual location where they host all their weddings, the convention center. So please know that floor 2 can be a little on the louder side. Not on purpose. People are just walking, having a good time, talking, experience, whatever. But I find that floor seems to be a little on the louder side. So we always try to request either go up a floor or go down a floor, just because I find that it's a lot less loud. Now, if you have little kids, definitely go see if you can get a floor up or down. So in other words, 3rd floor or 1st floor, because it's going to be a lot better for your little ones, especially if they have to take naps in the middle of the day. If you have teenagers or older kids, the 2nd floor is probably not a big deal. And I'm not saying it's horrible. It's just sometimes like at the end of the night when the water park's closed, then everybody comes down that hallway. And if you have little kids that have trouble sleeping, that could cause a problem. Now I am going to go in the elevator and take us down to the 1st floor because I just want to show you the outdoor water park. Now obviously we were looking at the wave pool. There is also another water park. Now if you're like, Jess, I love these tours, but I just want to know the water parks. I actually have a video that I made where it's just all 8 water parks and it's very detailed and has a lot of information. So I'll put that up in the upper right hand corner. You can click on that. Or at the end of this video, I'll put it at the end so you could click on that as well. Now what I love is that there are different moments, like when you hit like the corners where you can go in and out of the hotel, where you can get to this fenced area. And if you go down a little bit, you're able to actually get into the pool area. And I love this. So that triangle that you see in the far back, that's actually part of the wave pool. You can see there's something called the Eagle's Nest right there, which is that looks like a garage almost. That's actually a 20-person cabana. And it's amazing. Tons of water slides out here. You can see there's more off to the left. Again, we're just sort of taking this walk around. And if you're interested in learning about all 8 water parks, please watch that video that I have. It's really going to help you. I go through and I tell you about the slides. I talk to you about times, about how the process works. So if you're really just interested in that, that's what I would suggest. So let's head back in and we'll continue our walking tour. So my goal with this is to just kind of give you a high level lay of the land. Do I expect you to memorize this? Of course. No, I'm teasing. So now we're going to continue on toward the Wild West lobby. You can see that's where we just went outside. And now we're still on 2nd floor again. And we're continuing all the way down till we get to the next water park. Now, I'm sure you could probably say, Jess, this is a really long walk. They do have 3, actually 4 in the summer, but 3 types of shuttles. So they have the red line, which goes on the inside of the resort hotel. They have got the blue line, which is going to take you to Wilderness on the Lake. And if you're not sure what that is, I have a video on that too. They also have the green line, which will take you out to the condos, to the Wyndham area, and then to the conference center. So please know that's available. There's also little golf carts. You can hop on any of those and ask them to take you any place. So please know that's available. And here's another version of, you can see they decorated. So these parents upgraded their room to celebrate a birthday at the Wilderness. I mean, what a fun thing for your kid, right? All right, so let's go ahead and keep moving down this hallway. You can see you can request pull-away beds if you needed one of those. That's the only reason I left that shot in, because I saw it and I was like, ooh, I want to make sure I tell you that that's available. The other thing here they have is painting pottery. Now, this does have an extra fee, but I will tell you, we do it oftentimes like in October or, fall or winter. And we try to make like a Halloween thing that we can put up every year, or something we can use for Christmas. For Cookies with Santa, both my kids, when they were very small, made plates and they put their little handprints. So we always try and do something that we can use for decoration. And they always are rotating their stock. And I love that. And I was able to talk to one of the very nice hostesses that was there. And she told me as long as you complete your pottery by 4 p.m., they will fire up the kiln that night and it will be ready about 11 or 12 the next day. So that's pretty great, because there's a lot of painting pottery places that only fire up the kiln when they have a lot of stock done. So they get enough quantity here that they can do it almost every night. And that's great, because other places I've gone, and not necessarily in the Dells, I've gone where they've done the pottery and then I have to pay to have them ship it to me. So I really like the fact that I can pick it up right away. And they have a ton of stencils, and they'll help you look online if you're like, ooh, I really love this and I'd love to create something inspired by that. So don't be afraid to ask. They'll definitely help support your creativity. And if for some reason you're not able, they do offer shipping. But what I do like is they charge a maximum, no matter what, how many it costs, $15. So that was on that sign. So I think that's great. And the other thing is the room is always pretty full. There's a lot of people in there, so I'm not trying to get anybody in there. But I'll show you all of the colors they have. So we're just going to scroll over. They have a ton of paintbrushes, sponges. So it's really an opportunity to let your kids be very creative. This is wonderful. Like, you could have them make a vase or a bowl for Grandma and Grandpa for Christmas while you're on the trip. So let's just scroll over. I just thought these were so cute. Look at these little s'mores like looking mugs. Aren't they adorable? Look at their little faces. Cute. I mean, that's adorable. All right, let me show you what they got over here. These are all of their colors, so they have all of this. So you can literally make anything. And there again is that. And again, if you're going to go do that, remember in the lobby, we looked at those little coupon things. Get one, because they have a free ornament that you can get with your order. So why not paint an ornament too? All right, we are coming around to another water park. Now, I just want to share this hot tub. Love that, up in the upper right. If you know Monty, you know. If you don't know what it is, definitely see if you can figure it out. There's something called the Monty Suite. So, super fun. Hot tub, year-round it's open. Multiple times, I think I've told you this as well. We have gone there before when it's snowing, and they still have it open. So it's a lot of fun. And if you've never been to a hot tub when it's snowing, go at Christmas time or the month of December, January, and definitely go and experience that, because it's a very cool experience. So the next park we're at, so you can see here, is another water park. Love this one. During the summer, it is connected to those outdoor ones we've been looking at. This one is the Klondike Kavern. This one is a lot of fun. There's a lazy river. There's a bunch of slides in the back. There's plenty of stuff for kids. And a lot of people say, oh, I don't like this one because there's not a lot of seating. But if you notice where I am, I'm actually up on another level. There's a ton of seating up there. So definitely if you can't find seating or places to put your stuff, there's a lot of seating up here. So don't be afraid to come and put your stuff up here. I really like this area because you can kind of get the kids away from the water, like if they have to eat. And when you come out this door, dun, 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 there we go, to the right, they have got the boardwalk area for the Klondike area. So they've got a really great pizza place right there to the left. You can get pizza by the slice. You can get a whole pizza, breadsticks. There is a full bar right over here. And then as we continue, there is the Yukon yogurt, which is really good. But just be careful because it is all by weight. So the more things that your kids put in there, the more expensive it's going to be. Now, there is another door right here. You can go to the right and go down the stairs and you'll be right in the water park. So again, we like to try and stay on that second level and then we'll go down and play. As we come out, we're just going to look out over here. You're going to see there is a basketball and outdoor pool area. This is also where all the zip lines are. So if you are wondering where the heck do you go to do zip lining, all you have to do is go up front and they'll actually shuttle you back over to where the zip lines are. The other option is you can always walk. Where I am right now, you could go downstairs and right out the door. So just know that that is there as well. The zip lining, I've watched them do it and it looks like a lot of fun. This bridge that you see to the right here, that is the bridge that actually goes over the canyon that will connect you to where the condos are, and you can get to the Wyndham over there. There's also a really fun water park over there. It's a Jurassic Lost World water park. It actually has a lazy river where you go up a conveyor belt and then come back down a slide. So definitely take a look at that. Now you might say, do I have to go over that really long bridge and walk all the way around? You don't. Don't forget to use those shuttles, the red line, the green line, and the blue line. But that is the hallway that you would take if you wanted to go to those things. Now, we have stayed in the condos over there multiple times, and I would say it probably adds about another 5 minutes to your walk. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll keep walking. Now, if you stay at the Wilderness themselves, they have a ton of different style of rooms. So they've got double queen sofa rooms, they've got double suites, they've got suites that have like a wet bar. They also have like a king with a sofa, a king with a fireplace, Monty's suite, which we have gotten before, which is super fun. They also have accessible rooms. They've got 5-bedroom treehouse cabins. Now they're not located within here, but they're outdoor of that. But again, they're all connected with those different shuttles. If you stay in one of the different cabins, so there's like a 5-bedroom entertainment cabin, a media cabin, a golf cabin, a retreat cabin. So they have all these different types of them. All you have to do is pick up the phone in your room, in your cabin, and they'll actually come out to you and bring you to the resort. So you might see a bunch of little, like the little golf carts all over the place. That's what they primarily do. Now, when we get down to the end of this hallway, we're kind of, if you will, this is shaped kind of like a horseshoe, and then there's the bridge, then there's another horseshoe the other way. We are on the one going toward the Wild West. So instead of going over that bridge, we went straight. This area, I don't want to say it out loud, but it's my favorite water park. I love this one. The slides are perfect for my kids right now, and there is where those yellow slides are straight ahead. There's actually like in the cooler water, so not hot tub water, but it's like pool water. They actually have like hot tub jacuzzi bubbles. So it is my favorite place to go in the summer because it's like you're sitting in a hot tub, but it's a cold tub and it's relaxing and calm, and that's my favorite place. All right, we are more than halfway done on our tour today. So we're going to go ahead and keep coming around. Now there is a lot of rooms, so I'm not going to put them in because it'll take us a lot longer. When you come around this corner, now we are in the Wild West area. So they do have their own gift shop over here. They also have their own candy cabin. So again, they do a lot of the same stuff. So you're going to see on this side, all the candy apples. You're going to see stuffed toys. Again, there are those little brochures. Don't leave those out. If you're in the Dells, I know it sounds so goofy, but if you're in the Dells, go and pick up some of those coupons, because at breakfast one of the mornings, we saved like $12. At another place, we got free stuff. We had buy one, get one for the kids. So again, the more money I can save, I'd rather give it to the kids to go buy goofy souvenirs that they can remember. The Trading Post is the name of the store, and then there is that candy cabin. And then off to the left there, now this is another entrance. They used to have a check-in here. So for those of you that are like, wait, do we check in here? They used to have a check-in desk here. They adjusted it, and they actually made a Starbucks now. So if you need your coffee fix, please know they do have it. The other thing I love there is they have a ton of old Wisconsin Dells pictures. That always makes me smile. I love what Wisconsin Dells was. I love parts of what it's becoming. I think that it's evolving, and it's very interesting to see the area continue to change and evolve. Now, we talked about earlier, if you guys got that fun pass, your kids can go and play on all of this. Again, if they're going to play any of the arcade games, they get a certain amount of credits with that, but then after that, you'd have to pay for those. Again, there's some promotions for social camp. We looked at that. There's the different restaurants. Yep, there's that fun pass. We just talked about that. So definitely think about that. It's worth the little extra, especially if you don't want to have to leave the resort. And I think you may be able to, oh yeah, it worked. I just did it right now. You can scan that QR code. So if you're interested in learning more, we're going to go and take an adventure at that evening light show again. So I cannot wait to share some of that with you. There's the one that I told you is my favorite. So you can see there's just a regular pool too, which I really like. I mean, I love all the fun ones with slides and whatever, but sometimes my kids literally just want a rectangle. I know that sounds funny, but literally we ran into that this last trip. All right, we're going to be on our way to the Wild West Water Park in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and take you around the back side here. There is that, again, above, straight ahead to the right. You see that green and red? That's actually like a huge kids playing jungle gym. That doesn't cost anything. So if you want to just go run your kids out, like if the pools have not worn them out, that could be another alternative. On the right over here is Pistol Pete's. It is ice cream. It's really good. They do coffee too, but their ice cream is really good, especially after you've been outside all day. So there's that huge jungle area. My kids we've gone and sat, and there's parent seating down below, like kind of where you see the arcade. And I've had my kids play in there for, not anymore now, but when they were little, they would play in there for hours. And I was like, okay, we came all the way to the Dells just to play in a jungle gym, but they loved it. So if your kids need some of that, could be a good opportunity for them. This restaurant is available as well. Let me just go over here. I love that all the seats kind of overlook the pool, and you can see again, there is that just a rectangle pool, some more basketball. The hot tub right down below us there to the left, that's actually 21 and older. So I think it's 18. Okay, I'm going to say it's 18 and older, but double check. It's either 18 or 21. But there's not drinks or anything around it, but it's just not for kids. So when we come back around this way, here's the laser tag. It is on my list of things to try. I haven't tried that one yet, but I always see the kids gearing up for it, so it looks like a ton of fun. We're just going to go step outside really quick. And again, we're still on the second floor, so to come back to all of this, I have to go down one. We're just going to head outside real quick. So there you go, just so you can get a lay of the land. And again, like I said earlier, if you are interested in seeing my full review of all 8 pools, I did a huge video where I take you to every single pool, and I did it early so you can see everything a little bit better. And it's a great video if you are trying to plan your trip. So it's a great one to go with this one. It's a good companion tool. Let's go there. What I love about this is that there is stuff not only for adults, but there's plenty of stuff for the kids to do. So definitely a variety of opportunities to play for everyone. All right, so we're just going to flip back around, and we came back toward, we're going to the Wild West now. So we're going over the bridge, and on either side there's a huge arcade down there. And when we come up and over this way, You are going to see a couple of things. So onto the right side, obviously there is more of the buildings. To the left, there's additional parking. So if you were trying to go to this area and you're driving your car, there is parking over here by the Wild West area. Now, highly encourage you to go on their website. They often adjust the hours, and some of the wave pool could be very different hours than the Wild West versus the Jurassic outside. So double check that. This is the Swim and Chicken fun area. It's all chicken things, and it's so cute. So you go through here. Now you could go down the stairs and out there, but again, just like before, look, I told you that second floor has a ton of seating, and there are stairs to get you down there. So this could be a great place to leave your stuff and then head down to the water park. This is one of the newly renovated ones. I really like this one. There's slides everywhere, areas for the kids. There's food in this area. There's water slides in the back. There's two really fun ones. One of the ones my kids love is where they can actually race someone else. So they really like that. There's a hot tub in the far back. And then there is an adults only to the left area. We'll go take a look at that in just a second. They used to have bumper cars, so bumper boats. So for those of you who might remember that, the bumper boats are gone, and now they built a bar over here for 21 and older. And then they also have cabanas. So if you're interested in that, please know they have cabanas throughout the resort. So if you pick a park that you like the best, for us, we like to jump all day. So it's hard for us to pick a cabana that we'd want to stay in all day because we enjoy going from, maybe a couple hours at this one, a couple hours at that one. But those are cabanas that you could rent as well. Now you might say to me, Jess, was this a full tour of the entire 600 acres? And I'm going to say no. This is only the main resort. So the way I told you to think about it is like it's two horseshoes with a bridge. So we are literally only in the main area that horseshoes kind of around into that main parking lot. If you are interested in learning more about Wilderness on the Lake, which is their property on the other side of, it's about 10 minutes away from here. It's on the other side of the water. And we found out there really is, because I used to say, I thought there was a water feature that could take you over the water, over to that hotel. And it is there. What you need to do is you need to take the red line, which is the red shuttle, and tell them you want to go to the dock. It's only between 9 a.m. and 4 over the summer months. And there's actually a boat that will take you from the Wilderness here over to Wilderness on the Lake. So there is a boat as well. Everything that we're driving past right now, this is everything we walk. So if you picture on the inside, we started up at the front. This is that whole long way on our way to where painting pottery was. And then we're going to come around to another water park. Now, I am going to tell you, if you say to me, Jess, this isn't everything, and I'm going to say no. There are a lot of wilderness videos I put together. So I have one on Wilderness on the Lake. I have one for the condos. I have one in different rooms at the Wilderness. So depending on what you're looking for, just take a look and search in my my gallery. I have a whole Wilderness and Wisconsin Dells area, so you can search by that, and that might be a great way to kind of find out which. Or if you're like, Jess, I don't even know where to start, comment down below and say, Jess, do you have more information on Wilderness on the Lake? Or Jess, do you have information on this? And I'll just put the link to the video down below for you, and then you can just click on it and that'll help. Now, I will tell you parking is free, but the parking lot gets very full. So make sure that, if you don't have to leave, don't leave. Not that you can't find a spot. You just might have to walk farther. And again, we're still coming up everything we walked. This is on our way. We're not even to the Wild West yet. They will tell you each room has its own entry number. So when you check in, they'll tell you you're number 8, number 9, 4, 3, whatever the case may be, to help you get where you're going. Now, this is the old area for Wild West. Remember we talked about, I said there's a Starbucks now, and then this was where the old check-in used to be. So that does not exist anymore. A lot of people are like, wait, do I check in there? And it's like, nope, everything is up at that front where we started today's adventure. Remember I told you at Wilderness they do have additional parking on that backside. This is what I'm talking about. So there is parking in here, so you could park over there. And then off to the left, if you look, and now it's going to be on our right in a second, those are some of the cabins, and they go all the way back and almost to the water. So there's a ton of cabins out there, but the shuttles will pick you up. You just need to call. So I hope that this helped you. I hope it inspired you. I hope that this made it feel a little less stressful when you're planning. I really enjoy taking these trips and being able to show you all of these fun and exciting moments at the Wisconsin Dells, especially the Wilderness, which is one of my favorite hotels. So there you have it. There is our tour of the Wilderness Resort at the Wisconsin Dells. If you have any questions or about best practices about planning a trip, go ahead and comment down below your questions, and I will do my best to get you answers. And if I can't answer them, I'll get them to the Wilderness so that they can answer them. So what I'm going to say is thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other adventures from Wisconsin, Disney, or beyond. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep the magic going. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Take care.